The only way to make sense out of change is to plunge into it, move with it, and join the dance. Trying to define yourself is like trying to bite your own teeth. You are on a aperture through which the universe is looking at and exploring itself. No valid plans for the future can be made by those who have no capacity for living now. Muddy water is best cleared by leaving it alone. We do not come into this world, we come out of it as leaves from a tree. Man suffers only because he takes seriously what the gods made for fun. To have faith is to trust yourself to the water. When you swim, you don't grab hold of the water, because if you do, you will sink and drown. Instead, you relax and float. Reality is only a Rorschach ink blot, you know. You are a function of what the whole universe is doing in the same way that a wave is a function of what the whole ocean is doing. This is the real secret of life, to be completely engaged with what you are doing in the here and now, and instead of calling it work, realize it is play. The more a thing tends to be permanent, the more it tends to be lifeless. The menu is not the meal. You do not play a musical instrument. You let it play you. There will always be suffering, but we must not suffer over the suffering. Insecurity is the result of trying to be secure. There is no formula for generating the authentic warmth of love. It cannot be copied. You are under no obligation to be the same person you were 5 minutes ago. I have realized that the past and future are real illusions, that they exist in the present, which is what there is and all there is. The only Zen you can find on the tops of mountains is the Zen you bring up there. You don't look out there for God, something in the sky. You look in you. But the attitude of faith is to let go and become open to truth, whatever it might turn out to be. Every intelligent individual wants to know what makes him tick, and yet is at once fascinated and frustrated by the fact that oneself is the most difficult of all things to know. You are the vast thing that you see far, far off with great telescopes. There is no such thing as a self that is independent from the environment. One is a great deal less anxious if one feels perfectly free to be anxious, and the same may be said of guilt. A myth is an image in terms of which we try to make sense of the world. The source of all light is in the eye. Just as true humor is laughter at oneself, true humanity is knowledge of oneself. Life is a journey, not a destination. But I'll tell you what hermits realize. If you go off into a far, far forest and get very quiet, you'll come to understand that you are connected with everything. We cannot be more sensitive to pleasure without being more sensitive to pain. It is better to have a short life that is full of what you like doing than a long life spent in a miserable way. The world is filled with love play, from animal lust to sublime compassion. You are the Big Bang, the original force of the universe, coming on as whoever you are. No valid plans for the future can be made by those who have no capacity for living now. To put it still more plainly, the desire for security and the feeling of insecurity are the same thing. To hold your breath is to lose your breath.